Hey everybody, so I'm going to show you how to make salt dough to make ornaments. So you're going to take, we got 4 cups of flour, we've got a cup of salt, and a cup and a half of water. You're just going to mix them. And you can just mix it with your hand. So you're going to mix the flour and the salt a little first, just to make sure that it's evenly distributed. And then you add the water just a little bit at a time, and you're going to just mix it in, right, with your hand. You know, it's going to be not too dry that it cracks, but it shouldn't be too sticky. So I've got like just a little bit of water in there, so I'm going to see if I really need it. So as you can see, it still looks, right, kind of dry, but I'm just going to keep mixing this together. And if I need to, I can add just a little bit more water, just like a little tiny bit, like a spoonful at a time, until this dough comes together. And if you could probably knead it a few times until it's smooth. So you're going to mix it up, and then you're going to knead it until it starts getting smooth. You're working the gluten in the flour. So just like if you were making bread. So you would just knead it for a couple minutes till it was smooth. I have a bunch more in the bowl, but it would look something like this. And then you're going to let this sit and rest for about 45 minutes to an hour, just so the water absorbs into the flour. Okay? All right, I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can mold your dough. So we're going to roll it out, and then I'm going to show you using a cookie stamp. And then, you can also use a cookie cutter, or like one of these. The first thing you're going to do is take your dough, and I'm going to show you how to do the cookie stamp. So you're going to take a small amount of dough. You're going to roll it into a ball. All right, and then you're going to take your stamp. You're just going to press it down evenly into the dough, just like that. Then you're going to take some sort of stick, and you're going to poke a hole to hang your ornament hanger or your ribbon. Okay. And I'm just rolling this out on a silicone baking mat, so it's easy. You can also use parchment paper or wax paper or plastic or flour. And then I'm putting it on wire rack so it can just dry out a little bit before we put it in the oven. The next way I'm going to show you is how to roll it out. Okay, use a cutter. So I like to just start pressing it out with my hands. The thicker the dough, the longer it's going to take to dry. So the thinner you can get it, the better. So 1/4 of an inch is pretty good. So I'm just rolling that out. So I've got a thin, even layer on my baking sheet. And then I press down with the cookie cutter. I'm going to take away the dough around the cookie cutout first. So I don't have to be too gentle, and the cookie cutter kind of holds it in place. So I got all the outside dough. Right, then I take off the cookie cutter. And then I'm gonna poke my hole, and I wanna make a face because it is a gingerbread man. And I'm going to the eyes, to the mouth. I'm just using the same, I think this is a barbecue skewer. Okay, and I just used it to put the hole in, right, to put our ornament hanger or a string or a ribbon. And then I also put a base on it and give it some gumdrop buttons. And then I'm just, again, going to carefully peel this off. You know what? I bet I could even do this. Like, this is kind of a bigger cutout. The simple ones are a little bit easier. Okay, and now that I have my ornaments on the baking sheet, oh, you know what? I'll show you. So I let my ornaments dry out a little bit, and now I'm going to put them in the oven at its lowest setting for 2 to 3 hours. And I have a couple that are done, right? And then when they're done, they look like this, okay? And you can still let them dry out. So you're gonna wanna make sure that they're hard, but let them cool before you decide if you need to bake them longer. So you're gonna bake them for 2 to 3 hours at your oven's lowest setting, right? So you're gonna turn it to low and bake it. And then what I like to do is just let them, I turn off the oven and I let them cool in the oven overnight, right? And then next step, decorating.